Welcome back to Sayy Noo Mooree Media. Today I'm doing a live reaction to Garrett Bush, a Coach Prime exclusive interview. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday. I'm going to get straight to it. I ain't even going to hold you. Say no more. Let's get straight to it, bruh. Say no more. That intro music is crazy. I ain't even going to hold you. But salute to the barbershop. Salute to Garrett Bush. Go like, comment, and subscribe. It's called Coach Prime Exclusive. What Browns fans don't know about Shedeur Sanders. Leadership, fatherhood, legacy, Cleveland football. Let's get straight to it. Say no more. Let's get
Barbershop family, the CU aunties, Cleveland Browns fan, Cleveland in general, sports news everywhere. We got a special exclusive for you today. And tonight is one of the moments where it reminds you why sports matters beyond the scoreboard.
Right.
Because every once in a while, somebody comes along that changes the culture, not just the game. Our guest tonight did that as a player, as a businessman, as a coach, as a father, and honestly, as a brand before athlete branding was even a thing.
Right.
Two-sport legend, Hall of Famer, World Series and Super Bowl competitor, cultural icon, coach, mentor, and now watching his son navigate one of the most passionate football cities in America, Cleveland, Ohio. But tonight, this isn't about the headlines. This is about leadership. This is about fatherhood. This is about pressure. This is about growth, competition, and legacy.
Right.
And what it really takes to thrive under the brightest lights in sports. So Browns fans, football fans.
I ain't going to hold you. I need to get my intro game up. I ain't gonna hold you. That boy went crazy on the intro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I like Garrett. This is my first time actually ever tapping in with Garrett Bush. Salute to I think it's Keep It 100 in the comments told me about this interview earlier. So hey, the intro is crazy. I ain't even gonna hold you. Say no more.
And everybody watching around the country, it's an honor to welcome to the barbershop, Coach Prime.
Say no more.
Let me tell you something, my brother. This is well overdue. I want to thank you for standing up when everyone else chose to sit. We don't ask for you to do us any favors. We just ask for you to disperse the truth and the heartbeat of who we are. Right. And you've done that unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt. And I thank you as a father. I'm speaking to you as a father right now. I thank you so much for just standing up and you know, you call a spade a spade. If he ain't doing his job, it is what it is. I check him before y'all check him, so it's all good. He used to that. But I just want to thank you for being the brother you are, man. That's why I'm here.
All right. Sounds like Garrett Bush is somebody who calls it right down the middle, calls it what it is, and it sounds like Coach Prime Deion Sanders respects that. That really brings joy to my YouTube channel space because it's very encouraging to hear that Coach Prime Deion Sanders really encourages authenticity, keeping it real, calling it like it is. Yeah, great to hear that. So it sounds like Garrett Bush is one of them ones in Cleveland who covers Shedeur fairly. He's not overly just protecting him. He understands he's who he is as a quarterback. He understands he's Deion Sanders' son, but again, he understands that this is a grown man who has one of the highest expectations. We know he's supposed to be a legacy quarterback. So Coach Prime is already saying he appreciates how authentic he is, something that we need more in this Colorado football space. Authenticity, bro. Like somebody who calls a spade a spade. Coach Prime just said if he played good, he played good. If he played trash, he played trash, and it's okay to call it like that. Appreciate Coach Prime coming on and letting it be known he appreciates authenticity, not just glazing. You know what I'm saying? Because the glazing is crazy in 2026. Say no more.
Because there's a relationship, there's a trust, and I don't trust everybody.
Well, that means a lot. I've grown up watching you as an athlete, you know, a former Division I athlete. I've grown up watching you in baseball and football and doing what you've done. And I'm a fan of what you mean, not only specifically to people in general, but as a man of faith like myself. So it's a blessing to have you here. And Coach, first and foremost, I do appreciate you joining us tonight. This is a major moment for the platform. So for fans here in Cleveland, because there's so much attention surrounding Shedeur's journey right now, What's the fascinating thing about his career is that part of the time, people are
Right.
really watching him build his own identity away from you coaching him directly every day. So the first question is, what is it like?
I think that's one thing about Shedeur, just briefly. They always called him grown, right? That's something that I've learned to pick up. That's what Coach Prime Deion Sanders calls Shedeur grown. Like he's always been a little bit more mature, ahead of his time. So I just feel like Shedeur has understood. He's found out about this business. He's understood what it's like to stand on his own and be the fifth round pick coming into a training camp, and he's understood like now is even I think it probably was more for Coach Prime to hand off his son to the NFL was more of a let go than Shedeur letting go and going out and doing his own thing. I feel like by Coach Prime calling him grown his whole life, he's probably been more on the mature side. He's always been able to make grown decisions. You don't get the nickname grown for no reason. You feel me? So I feel like this was more so Coach Prime being able to take his hands off and just be able to let Shedeur go be him. You feel me? So this is one of the first seasons us as the audience, us as fans have seen Shedeur without Coach Prime. We also were able to witness Coach Prime without Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? This previous season at Colorado. So for a father-son relationship, it's a dual. It's hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? He just played the first season without his son at quarterback. The leader, the guy's gonna put his wrist up and lead the charge. And then Shedeur just played his first season in I don't know how long, probably since Pop Warner, without his dad being the coach. So this is a journey that all fathers, everybody have to go on. You got to let go. You got to let go of the handlebars. Let your guys go out there. But with Shedeur Sanders be nicknamed grown by Coach Prime, which is something I learned recently. I'm not going to act like I knew his nickname was grown the whole time. I've heard him speak about Shedeur with a nickname named grown. I'm pretty sure he's handling it pretty well in Cleveland for sure. Say no more.
Like for you as a father, watching the growth happen from afar instead of being there every step of the way in the process as his coach.
You know what? I'm so glad you divided that, because you got to understand when you're talking to me as a football coach, a former killer out there on the grass, as well as a father. So I'm glad you're slicing it up. So now you're asking from a father's point of view. Man, I'm proud of him for the journey. The journey has been tremendous. You guys have no idea what he's gone through emotionally, mentally, psychologically, because when you've always been this guy, and then God allows you to not fall, because he definitely ain't fall,
right?
But to be categorized in a certain way, and you can't do nothing about it.
Right. Facts.
But sit back and try to navigate this journey as best as possible. I'm proud of him, man, because he never flinched.
Right.
He never broke. A lot of things he didn't understand. We still don't understand. And you got to understand now, I before I start coaching, that you guys knew.
Yeah, before Coach Prime goes on his spiel about salute to Shedeur Sanders, but number one, salute to Coach Prime creating that confidence and that never give up mentality. I ain't gonna hold you for what he dealt with, what Shedeur dealt with this season, as far as being projected as a first round pick and dropping to the 5th round, regardless of the reasoning why it happened. He had a strong support group. You can even see it in his draft party. He was still playing the music, happy, him and Shiloh. He still look at it as there's a reason why this happened. And honestly, if you look back on the 2025 season, Shedeur being the headline of almost every ESPN, big platform, Fox News, CBS, it was always something about Shedeur. We've never seen a 5th round pick get this much scrutiny and talked about. Just go back and look around the years. It's kind of like the Bronny James effect, right? It's not who he is, it's who his dad is why you're covering a 2nd round 55th pick like Bronny James when he does. Who really honestly cares about a 2nd round 56 pick like Bronny James, right? Unless his last name is James and his dad is LeBron James. Same thing with Shedeur, right? If any other quarterback had fell to the 5th round pick, just like this year, do you know who was the 5th round pick, 144th pick? Oh, wait. Do we know who was the fifth round pick, 144th pick? We don't. It's just because his last name is Sanders. So again, salute to the mental stability that he had to stay strong during the season. Because I followed him every step of the way, Brian. Cleveland media, I ain't gonna hold you. Even media, everything from him dropping to how he was the fifth quarterback on the depth chart, he stood strong mentally. So salute to Coach Prime raising a mentally strong young man to go out here and navigate not only the football world, but this social media world where they acted like he wasn't a 22-year-old kid. They showed no mercy on Shedeur, but which is crazy because I ain't even gonna get into that.
Coach Prime, I was in media for 20 years, man.
Right.
So I know the backdrops of all these things, the Ian Rappaports, the Adam Schefter's, everybody you could think of. When I was with the NFL Network, CBS, as well as Barstools, I know how this stuff works. So a lot of things that was said, that was noted, my brother, we knew what time it was. We knew where it came from because it's a phone call for me. Because you got to forget, I was in that lane for a long time. So I'm sitting at the desk seeing the calls coming from owners, GMs, coaches, players, trainers, about the players, who was going to play, who wasn't going to play, who's doing this. I was sitting right by these guys from the NFL Network and CBS and so forth, and I understand how this works. So a lot of things that were said, it wasn't a buck, and it bothered me, but it didn't bother him. He just wanted the opportunity to get on the grass and do his thing.
Right.
And I'm proud of him as a man, how he's developed and his relationship with the Lord has strengthened so much. And that's one thing I'm truly proud of. So,
yeah, I think when you look at Shedeur, you've seen somebody who just always has his dad's back, no matter what, from his play on the field to understanding, I got to make this drive happen. I can't let my pops down. I understand everybody's against us. And with the Sanders family, you get a lot of people who smile in your face, but it's like that mask where they're smiling, but behind the scenes, they're crying and they're mad and their eyes are red. That just comes with a confident black man. And, you know, you don't usually hear me talk like that on my channel, but unfortunately, it is what it is because you can look at the Arch Manning situation right now. I promise you, if that was Shedeur with all of he's expected to be the first round pick and how he played last season, the coverage would have been way different. But we can look at it. There was nobody covering Arch Manning in 2025 like they did Shedeur. Nobody. And unfortunately, that's still a landscape that we live in. You can call it what you want to call it. I'm going to call it the truth. Arch Manning was supposed to be the number one pick. He probably should have came out this year, right? But he wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? He showed he wasn't ready plenty of times. The way that Shedeur has been covered in the media, it just, again, salute to Coach Prime prepping him for what was going to come with when you're, no matter what Coach Prime always represents, like confidence, unwavering confidence and belief in yourself, no matter what people who going to write an article about you who can't even catch a football. Those are the guys that are always critiquing. Can't gonna hold you. Most of the guys, and then now that we're in the new media space, when you hear all these athletes, All the Smoke, Gil's Arena, all these athletes with platforms now, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, LeBron James podcast, they got the power to say, you're going to sit here and talk about me when if I put you in my position, you couldn't even make a 3-point shot. You couldn't even make a free throw. You couldn't catch a football. You couldn't throw a touchdown pass, but you guys are the main reason who write these articles and try to down me as a player. We're not the same because a lot of these athletes, I'm just saying from our perspective, what I've heard recently, they come out and say, I could do your job. I can get on this platform and talk about other people, leave comments about other people, say this guy isn't this isn't that. But most of you guys honestly couldn't even walk in the I'm not saying this, but most of the athletes now who have platforms say you guys couldn't even walk in the shoes that I'm in. You couldn't pick up a blitz coverage. I'm talking about you, the man, the guy who has Twitter fingers, the guy who has Instagram fingers, the guy who has YouTube fingers. You could not throw a football 10 yards, so salute to the new media, the sports athletes having a platform who now they can come out and talk about these dudes. They can roast everybody who's writing these articles. Because honestly, if you look at some of these guys who are writing these articles about athletes, they can't even catch a football, bro. It would hit them right in the face, right in the nose. Talk about shooting a basketball, getting on the basketball court. They ain't hooped their whole life. And that those days are kind of dwindling. Now you seeing guys headed more towards like player-led media than just guys who just come on a platform and talk like they did it before. You ain't even played recess football, recess basketball. You ain't never did nothing. You dig what I'm saying? So that's when you see Shedeur having a confidence like, why would I listen to your opinion when you can't even catch a football? If I threw you this football right now, it would smack you in your glasses, bro. Say no more.
A lot of things that they think bother him, it don't bother Grown. I call it Grown. That's his nickname. It don't bother Grown, man. Grown. I heard somebody on the I don't know if it was the gram or whatever talking about he pays too much attention to social. No, he don't. Like he could care less because he is who he is. He's not going to be influenced. Or now, one thing about the family,
right?
We keep receipts now. We do that. we know who's who talks about it. So you know, when we come up, we understand who not to get down with. So we know that for a fact, my brother.
Right.
You know, that's a powerful that's powerful there, Coach, when you talk about, you know, his faith in that growing.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people in Cleveland are still trying to separate the headlines and the social media image from who Shedeur is exactly as a man and a teammate. So a lot of people see the confidence. They see the jewelry. They see the spotlight.
Why wouldn't you see that? You were birthed from that. Like, this is what we do. It's not that we're trying to show out a showboat. This is how it was. Like, if you put up videos when he was 12 and 10, it was that. Like, that's where we come from. That's
right. Appreciate everybody tapping in. If you can hit the thumbs up on the video, whether you're in the chat, whether you're watching from afar, I do truly appreciate you, especially with this Colorado football landscape. There's so many different channels now. I'm just an added member, somebody in the space who has an opinion, a voice. You guys taking your time out to watch this live stream, I really do appreciate it. As you can see on my channel, I cover a wide variety of channels. I'm honestly opening up a lane that I feel like you could say it takes some cojones to do, because I'm kind of going against the status quo where I just feel like there should be Colorado football fans who can listen to everybody's opinion, and it doesn't have to be one side or the next. So if you joined my channel yesterday, you might have seen me doing a live reaction to On 3, JD Pickle. You know, you might see me Well Off Media, 0 to 60, a little bit everywhere, because I'm trying to approach a new lane from journalism and covering Colorado football from a more just like, we're just talking football. It doesn't mean you have to pick here or pick here and you can't do it. So I enjoy everybody who's able to stay in that lane with me, be grown adults. You know what I mean? Act like this isn't like a kid's game that we're covering. And as long as we continue to keep it respectful about Coach Prime, Colorado, and everybody surrounding it, we can continue to grow as an audience. So I appreciate everybody who's mature, who can handle me covering multiple audiences, because I really feel like from a Colorado football fan base, that's what we're looking for. It's become so divisive, and I'm just one of the one who says it, that it's just it's starting to become like not even fun no more. You dig what I'm saying? Like, it's starting to become not even fun because it's so, and as you can see, it's not really coming from the Sanders family, who are part of their like the censorship in a sense of like what you can say. It's really the fan base that's trying to censor you, and then they try to push you into one lane. Like, all right, if you talk about this guy, then you ain't down with the Sanders, and you ain't down with college football, you ain't down with Colorado. But come on, bro, come on, bro. This is 2026, bro. There's so many type of different versions of people in this world. Like, come on, bro. Like, so I appreciate the fan base that's understanding what I'm doing. I understand some people will probably not be able to support because they can't, and that's cool. I respect your opinion. You got to do what you got to do to stay locked in with the crew. Say no more.
That's how he was exposed, and that's what it was for him. So that was like a badge of honor when he could rope up or chain up or link up. Then he turned to gold to diamonds like that. That's where we come from, man. So you can't fault a man for understanding where he came from, and that was the come up. that in our neighborhood, in our inner city, see, you getting caught up in thinking how he grew up. He didn't grow up with no silver spoon.
Fact.
He didn't grow up with no credit cards. You know, I took him to the other side of town, man.
Yeah.
He grew up in South Dallas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he grew up playing ball against us.
Yep.
like he and Shiloh and my daughter. Bossy played quarterback too. So
okay,
we grew up on the other side. I took them to the other side so they could have that ingredient in them. When times got rough like they did, they would know how to respond.
Right.
So that led right into where I was going. I say, you know, look, what is something that a lot of people don't see about his toughness, his leadership, his preparation that maybe people in Cleveland have not seen yet that you've seen up close and personal?
Well, if you have
to answer Garrett Bush's question personal, I've really noticed that too, and I respect Coach Prime for, like, you could tell the way Shedeur is, like, even when, perfect example, when Travis Hunter got hit by Justin Blackmon, who was the first person down there? I'm talking about everybody seeing Justin Blackmon, number 11 for Colorado State in 2023, hit Travis Hunter late, right? Boom. Dirty shot, took him out the game, severed his liver, bro. Like, that was life-threatening. Bruh, Shedeur, the quarterback, bro. The South Dallas came up out of Shedeur, bruh. On my mama, he slid down there, bumped heads with Blackmon. Like, bro, you got me messed up. That's not a kid who's been like Coach Prime's son, sheltered, private school. That's somebody who got that. You got my brother messed up. You feel me? Even when the O-line was back there, the quarterback was the first one down there. Go back and look at the tape. Don't take my word for it. When Blackmon for Colorado State severed Travis Hunter's liver with that dirty hit on the sideline, Shedeur Sanders ran down at the quarterback, smacked him in the face with the helmet, was like, bruh, got in his face. Like, you feel me? That's the South Dallas Coach Prime's talking about. That's sending him to the public schools and learning, like, we gonna do it like we in the hood. You feel me? Say no more.
Seen that, you ain't looking. Because he's always been a leader. You know, it was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that. And that was a lie. Like, he would never go into a meeting with headphones on. He would never go into a meeting unprepared.
Right.
Like, that's just not who he is. There's no way he could accomplish the things he accomplished without being prepared. His film hours and his study time was well noted when he was at not only Jackson, but high school as well. As, like, when we had layovers, we would be getting on the board in the Admirals Club. We got on the board, man. I was putting defenses up there, and he was putting the offenses up there, trying to dissect them. And Shiloh was putting the defense up there, and Grown was putting the offenses up there, trying to dial up a play to beat his brother. So that all that stuff was a lie, man.
Yeah, we understand. If you cover Colorado football, multiple platforms, there's been different stories that's came out about Shedeur pre-draft and why he fell in the draft. Even Skip Bayless came out and said some things, you know what I mean? But to me, honestly, I'm not within that circle, so I can't really speak on what happened. But to me, personally, Shedeur, he should not have fell where he fell. And I really feel like no matter what you tell me, the draft board, this, and that, his numbers alone and what he did in the 2024 season was not a 5th round pick. I don't care what you tell me, what he did on the board or how he rubbed people the wrong way. People see what he was able to do in 2023 and 2024 with a shaky O-line. I'm talking about O-line that was, he was the most, probably like the top 3 most sacked quarterback in 2023. 2024, it got a little better, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks with the toughness that would stand back there behind that O-line and still do what he did. You know what I'm saying? And for scouts not to see that and to let him drop, come on, bro. Like, we ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole as to why Shedeur dropped, but it wasn't his play for sure. It definitely wasn't his play.
That bothered me. It didn't bother him, but that bothered me because I knew where it came from.
Right.
But we never, we took the high road. I never said where it came from. I know, dog. I'm connected like that with a lot of people. I was that before I was a coach.
Facts.
So we know what time it was. So when people are talking in the Cleveland media and saying this and saying that, we just sit back and laugh, man, because we know where it's coming from.
Right.
We know exactly where it comes from.
Right.
And it's funny because it's funny. You know, it's almost like someone's coming to tell you something, but you already know what they're gonna say. You already know.
Right.
If there's one thing about the Sanders, y'all keep the receipts. Like, people over in the barbershop understand the receipts, but in the people that you guys, in the people who've watched Colorado, because I tell you, my mother and my father, they see you aunties and uncles. We live in Ohio, but we was watching the Colorado games.
And you know, again, from the Colorado football fan base, from my perspective, from who I am, covering the space, a super fan of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, super fan of Shedeur, super fan of Shiloh. We understood that this was the opportunity just to like get back at Coach Prime for all the years. Like this was like, to me, if you want my honest opinion, what happened with Shedeur has nothing to do with play. Where there's some things I felt like could have been handled a little bit. I feel like Caleb Williams the year before and the way he approached the draft was a little bit how Shedeur approached the draft, as far as like, I'm a number 1, 2, 3 pick. Now I don't know if the word was out, like they just finessed him, like the connections that they had to the NFL just told him like, yeah, bro, it's you, Cam Ward, and Jackson Dart from the New York Giants. I don't know if the information that was given to him, because to me, this all seemed calculated. To me, it seemed like maybe he wasn't. I mean, because last year it was clearly 3 quarterbacks: Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, and Shedeur Sanders. And honestly, Shedeur Sanders could have been slotted at that New York Giants. I honestly thought the Dallas Cowboys might have moved up to take him, but the way that took place, the way everything unfolded, it's almost like somebody fed you information purposely to say like, all right, you're a top 3. We got is you, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward. So then Shedeur started approaching the draft processes like Caleb Williams the previous season before. I don't know if he threw. I don't think he threw. I don't think he participated in that. He started approaching it like a top 3 pick. I'm not going to throw at the draft. I'm not going to do this. I'm only going to interview with certain teams type stuff. So all of it feels calculated to me. Everything, like, you don't understand. This is chess, not checkers. And sometimes we think on a minute level as far as like how far people will go to execute a plan. Some stuff is years in the making, bro. So what happened with Shedeur to me wasn't just a spur of the moment thing. This was years in the making. This was owners coming together and saying, we're going to prove a point. We're going to show. Now, to play devil's advocate and be fair, where there's some things that happened pre-draft that could have helped the situation. Yeah. Did Jackson Dart go to the Senior Bowl and participate? He did. Did Shedeur go to the Shrine Bowl and not participate? He showed up, but he didn't participate. Jackson Dart went to the Senior Bowl and participated. Did Jackson Dart throw at the NFL Combine? He did. Did Shedeur choose not to throw? I really felt like, bro, because I covered him, I really felt like Jackson Dart and Shedeur was like right there. I'm like, oh, if he only just did what Jackson Dart was doing, that would be his spot. Now, whether NFL owners and GMs decided to say, well, Jackson Dart went to the Senior Bowl, Jackson Dart threw at the Combine, Jackson Dart did whatever, and they just said Shedeur opted not to do it. I don't know if he was fed some information that led him down, but it feels like if he would, this is what I'm saying. Maybe if Shedeur would have had some different advice, some different information, he would have approached it differently. That's me just looking at it from outside in, like, Jackson Dart participated in the Senior Bowl. Jackson Dart threw at the Combine. Jackson Dart interviewed with different teams, and you see he got picked, 17 or 19 by the Giants. I really feel like it was Cam Ward and Shedeur and Dart. So I honestly feel like some of that stuff was like purposeful fed information to have him be like, you don't have to do that. You ain't got to do that. And then it was just like, bro, some plans are diabolical, bro. That's all I'm going to say. Some plans are diabolical, bro.
Way back when it was stand up in Cleveland, Ohio. 10 o'clock was prime time.
We apologize for that bull jump we put on tape last year. It will be better, okay? I apologize. I apologize. I get calls all day because the coaches are out recruiting and they FaceTiming me with the kids, and we got a big weekend coming up in Colorado as well this weekend, so I can't wait to see the recruits. So I apologize for that. I was like, tell the aunties they're going to be back right this year, okay?
The aunties will appreciate that. Was there ever a moment where you were coaching Shedeur, whether that be high school and college, and you saw him respond to adversity in a way that really made you think for the first time, oh, he's going to be an NFL player?
No, I knew that from the rip. Like when he was 7 years old, he was checking off at the line, man. He'd look at it and see it, and he was checking off, putting us in the right position all the way through and all the way up. And he's a savant when it comes to that. So hearing the bull jump that we heard, like, come on, dog, like, you for real? Where'd it come from?
Right.
Like, come on, man. Where'd that come from?
Absolutely.
And that bothered me because you can't try to make my son have to be no dumb Negro, man. With all the tutelage and all the persons that has been in his life to help him elevate even beside.
We do remember Tom Brady was his idol. Tom Brady was his mentor. I'm not going to say idol. Tom Brady was his mentor. So I feel what Coach Prime's saying right there, making Shedeur to seem like Coach Prime doesn't have the connections to get him with the best of quarterbacks like Tom Brady. That's why you used to hear Shedeur say I'm about to go Brady mode, because Brady was his mentor. And what's Brady known for? Comebacks, confidence, keeping it, even if you're down, telling everybody, lock in, bro, we got this. Shedeur put that on display plenty of times at Colorado. What happened at Shedeur? I get it. You know, trying to make him out to see a dumb Negro. This is what came out. People talking about things on the board. He wasn't able to identify certain coverage. I wasn't there, so I can't say it. But having Tom Brady as your mentor, it's hard for me to believe that Shedeur couldn't dissect a certain coverage. Now, being able to go out with John Gruden, we know how John Gruden is. John Gruden is different. John Gruden can take you to a board and have you doing all kind of stuff. Is there some stuff you're gonna know? Some stuff? I was just listening to 520 podcast earlier, right? And they talked about AJ DeBanza this year. They know who he is as the player. They seen his film at BYU. If he goes in a workout, right, he's projected number 1 pick. If AJ DeBanza goes to a workout and let's say he has a bad shooting day, he misses every shot. Do you think AJ DeBanza is gonna drop in the draft like that? He's just gonna fall because he had a bad draft workout with a certain team? Nah, bro. They still understand. I just wanted to see you come in here, give the effort, do what you do. So again, that's how I'm gonna relegate that to the Shedeur Sanders situation for sure. Say no more.
That's me. Don't do that. That bother brother right there. Don't do that. Don't make us out to be fools. We never been dummies.
When you hear that, Coach, you know, one of the critiques of Shedeur was not understanding the reads, the checks, the hots, the insides and outs. How did that make you feel as a coach, being there? You were there, seeing him, coaching him, and then also as a father.
Shedeur was successful as I don't know what in college football, and he had 6 coordinators. Think about that now, because we upped it every time. Because when we felt like he's exhausted that, like he needs to go to another level, we upped it every time.
Right.
And it was, I think, 4 or 3 at Jackson, and the same in Colorado, or 2, but he excelled and exceeded, and he called a lot of stuff. We got receipts. I wish you could see the timeouts. Bucky got them, man. We record every darn thing. I wish you could hear the timeouts at Colorado.
You know what? That's a great point for me to talk about what I really wanted to talk about tonight. Appreciate everybody tapping in. We're doing a live reaction to Garrett Bush. Go like, comment, and subscribe to Garrett Bush. Had an amazing interview with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Salute to Keep It 100 on my channel. He left a comment and told me about this interview, so I was able to go over there and tap in. So salute to you, Keep It 100, bro. Appreciate you tapping me in, locking me in, bro, for sure. But again, to Coach Prime saying they have receipts with Bucky, I want to talk about some of those receipts right now, because I really feel like this is what Coach Prime talks about. He appreciates with being authentic and talking about how real football confident draft picks would talk. Somebody like Travis Hunter and Shedeur be talking, right? Shedeur was having that talk with Coach Prime about, I'm going to get drafted higher than you. I think Coach Prime got drafted 4, right? Number 4. So you go back and look at the well-off media videos, the Reach the People media videos. Coach Prime Shedeur Sanders was always telling Coach Prime, hey, dog, I'm going to get drafted higher than you. You went 4, I might go 2, 3. Those are the receipts that you can go back and look that Coach Prime talks about, right? So with that, heading into this 2026 season, if you were expected in your mind, and we all knew that's who he was capable of being, a number 2 or number 3 pick, Deshaun Watson or anybody shouldn't be nothing for you. Real talk. If we're talking competitive football, what a number 2 or number 3 pick is brought in to do as a quarterback, you're supposed to come in and start. No matter who's there, no matter if it's a quarterback coming off of not playing 3 seasons, a torn Achilles, you should beat him out. And that's what Shedeur is thinking. He's not thinking, oh, I'm going to fall in line, because we understand the money is there invested in Deshaun Watson. But there's other ways to move that contract, get off that contract if Shedeur comes. Perfect example. What was it? Russell Wilson, when he got drafted, right? Second round pick, came out and literally, was it Matt Hasselbeck? I think it was Matt Hasselbeck, outplayed him. Just Matt Hasselbeck was getting paid. Russell Wilson was on a second or third round contract. He just outplayed him and became the starter. So again, when we're talking about receipts, you've heard Shedeur tell Coach Prime, man, you went number 4, I'm going to get picked 2 or 3, which means a number 2 or number 3 pick, regardless of who's coming back, off of who it is, how much money they're paying. That's the mentality. I'm going to beat this dude out. And from here on out, it's always going to be that in the NFL. No matter where you go, they're always going to bring in somebody that you're going to have to compete with. So I do believe heading into 2026, Shedeur just like, I'm going to beat Deshaun Watson out. Put a period at the end of that, bro. I'm going to outplay him. Period. I'm going to show you who I should have been, because that was the trajectory, right? So just keeping it all the way real, if he fell to the 5th round, but we all know, we're all saying he was supposed to be right after Cam Ward, and he was supposed to be, him and Jackson Dart was supposed to be first round, then a first round quarterback is a starter in 2026. In their second year, a first round quarterback, if they're not sitting behind a legend, if they're not sitting behind a Brett Favre, if they're not sitting behind if they're not specifically sitting them to learn, then they're supposed to be a starter. So Deshaun Watson, hey, I'm a big believer in no matter how much money somebody's getting paid. If Shedeur comes out, OTAs, training camp, preseason, and he's firing on all cylinders, he's clicking with the first team offense, they'll find ways to. They did it already. They already spent 2 seasons paying Deshaun Watson money. It ain't a big deal to pay him to sit again. They've been doing it for the last 3 years. It ain't a big deal. So I really feel this year is about competition with Shedeur. But like, go out there and outplay Deshaun, bro. Show them like this is what I'm saying. If the trajectory was first round pick and everything was, he fell to the 5th round on some BS, then go show him what a first round quarterback look like. That means you're gonna outplay Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is like, wait, I ain't gonna hold you. We don't know what he is. He's coming off of not playing in like 3 years. You dig what I'm saying? Beat him out, bro. Say no more.
Colorado, when we went to the sidelines. It's so funny because I saw it last season. I saw, I forget the kid's name, went in motion against the Bears, and he's like, run a seam. And I started laughing my butt off because I've seen that before.
Isaiah Bond?
Yeah. You didn't hear it on the copy? Run a seam. As the guy going in motion, because he saw it. He already saw the defense, what they were presenting. We didn't like that. We didn't like that because he takes pride in studying the game and preparing for the game, and
absolutely,
we didn't like that.
And Coach, Cleveland is kind of different. This city lives and dies with football. They've been looking for a quarterback for years. We've churned through a lot of quarterbacks.
You've had some good quarterbacks. Let me concur with that now. Let me put my coach hat on for a minute.
Okay.
You had some guys that could do it and did it. But looking at it from a coach and a different perspective is you still got to elevate. The game plan, what you see, you had some killer receivers. I mean, come on, dog. You guys have had some killers out there wide. So you've had it.
Right.
And I don't think, and I'm not taking a shot at nobody, and I don't want
Right.
to do this.
Right.
I don't even want to think people think I'm doing that. But it's been some players that has been phenomenal that have come through there, and some quarterbacks that has been phenomenal. I'm a Baker guy, man. I like Baker. I really do.
Right.
I like what he's turned into. I know the development was a process, but I like who he is, what he's turned into. And it was talks of him fighting for in the MVP talk early in the seasons, the last couple seasons. So it's been there.
Yeah, but again, a lot of the quarterback success have come after they left Cleveland. And as a Shedeur Sanders fan, honestly, just trade him, bro. Like, I really hoped, like last year, I thought the first season was to bring him in. Honestly, they wanted to get eyes on Cleveland. They wanted notoriety. But truthfully, for his future, bro, like, please trade him. I know this is from my perspective, bro. Like, he fits so much better. He doesn't even belong in Cleveland, bro. Keeping it real with you, any other organization would have been able to handle this more professionally and then really just looked out for his best interest. We seen what happened last season. So me personally, trade him, bro. Let him go. It's like holding on to somebody that you showed the first season you didn't really want. Owner comes out, all this BS. Just let him walk, bro. Keep Dylan Gabriel. You took Dylan Gabriel with the third pick. With the third round pick, keep Dylan Gabriel, keep Deshaun Watson, keep it moving, trade him. But this is we don't know. This is Cleveland. This is the same people who traded Joe Flacco inside the division to the Cincinnati Bengals. I want you guys to think about that. The same organization that's bringing up Shedeur Sanders is the organization who traded Joe Flacco inside the division to the Cincinnati Bengals when Joe Burrow went down. Think about that. The starting quarterback or your ops go down and you give them your starting quarterback. That's what we're dealing with, bro. Say no more. So, yeah. So, again, bro, trade him, bro. Let him go so y'all can keep doing stuff like trading your starting quarterback inside the division to the Cincinnati Bengals instead of saying like, oh, Joe Burrow went down and the Cincinnati Bengals want Joe Flacco. Inside the division, trying to play for the AFC North with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, let's give him our starting quarterback. All right, that's the organization we're dealing with. Say no more.
You just got to put it together, man. And I think you got a GM that I adore. Like I really do. I think he gets it bad because he's a brother, for one. Secondly, because they hadn't won, but you got to understand most of the time the GMs and the head coaches are married together. But Mr. Berry, and I call him Mr. Berry, he's done a phenomenal job acquiring talent.
Right.
Phenomenal to me. Our staff goes there and does a workshop. I think they're going next week as well for the second year straight. And that staff is phenomenal. The inner staff
right
is phenomenal. I love the ownership. I know, they don't care. Yeah, they do care. They want to win.
Huh.
They want to win. They really want to. I know that for a fact. I'm not guessing. I know that for a fact. And I know the heart of Mr. Berry. I know his heart. And he wants to win at all costs.
Again, I love you, Coach Prime, to favorite athlete, favorite, you and Allen Iverson. But to me personally, I don't know how Cleveland wants to win if they traded Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals last season. How do you want to win if you do that? That's my personal opinion. Again, salute to Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, bro. I love you, but I got to keep it real on my channel, my personal opinion. I don't know how much Cleveland wants to win if Joe Burrow gets hurt and you give them your starting quarterback.
Man, this is, there was always a thought process.
Right.
That, maybe, Coach Prime, didn't get along with the general manager, didn't get along with the ownership, didn't get along. What are some things about Andrew Berry that you love the way and how he operates and speaks to Shedeur in terms of him communicating what the expectations are moving forward?
Okay, first of all, I played for 5 organizations. Name one that I didn't get along.
Very true.
I don't do that. And 4 in baseball. So it's never been, I don't get along. No. I've always understood the bigger picture and the vision. And I've always, I could pick up a phone and call all the owners that I played for that are living right now. And they're going to pick up on the first rank because they know it ain't no bull junk. So, it ain't me. That's a lie there. Andrew Berry, Mr. Andrew Berry, I love his thought process, man.
Right.
And I love the way he navigates in the midst of a storm. Everybody talking, everybody yelling, everybody naysaying, everybody doing that. Did you care to look at that rookie class last season? The rookie class this season? Well, I know they hadn't played, they hadn't put it on grass, but they're building something that is tremendous. And they're not.
Yeah, salute to Andrew Berry, because the owner came out and clearly said that was his pick. That wasn't his pick with Shedeur, 5th round, 144 pick. So Andrew Berry was like, hey, bro, 5th round, Shedeur Sanders is here. We got to take him. And then, again, I understand media. I understand the ownership, and I get it. But Andrew Berry, the owner came out and made it clear. If it wasn't for Andrew Berry, they weren't picking Shedeur at 5th pick at the 144th. So, again, I'm with Coach Prime on that. Salute to Andrew Berry. He was like, bro, Shedeur Sanders is here. We're getting him in the 5th round, 144th pick. I don't care who's available. You take the best guy available. That's like something I was listening to Club 520 earlier on. What if Darius Acuff falls to the Clippers at the 5th pick? But they have they got my boy who just transferred from the Cleveland Cavaliers, the point guard. But if Darius Acuff is available, you take the best player available. So they just talked about that earlier. Oh, Darius Garland. So that's just a perfect example. If the Clippers, with the NBA draft coming up, right? Let's say Darius Acuff from Arkansas is at the 5th pick. The Clippers already have Darius Garland as a point guard. Do you pass on Acuff? No. You take the best player available. So salute to the Browns general manager saying it's the 5th pick. It's the 5th round, 144 picks. So Shedeur Sanders is here. Hey, guys, we're going to take the best player available still on this board. I don't care what the needs is. We're taking the best player available. So, yeah, salute to him for sure, for sure. Appreciate everybody being in here. If you can hit the thumbs up. We're doing a live reaction to Garrett Bush, Coach Prime exclusive interview. I appreciate you guys tapping in. I hope you're having a great night. We're doing a live reaction tonight. It's not really no X's and O's tonight. I'm doing a live reaction to an interview tonight. So for sure, say no more.
Not too far away. Of course, they need stability at the quarterback position. Of course, they need stability on the offensive line. Everything else, to me, got it.
Right.
They got it. They got a killer on defense. I'm tired of y'all talking about trading him and get rid of it. That don't make no sense to me. That's a once in a lifetime man. That's a once in a lifetime man that you don't see no more. I don't get rid of that unless I can get mama, daddy, uncle, cousins, and everybody in the trade for that. Because that's a grown man. That's a winner. That's a winner. But I love the way he operates, man. I just do. And I'm endeared because I'm not gonna say he took a chance, but they drafted my kid.
Facts.
When many turned their back, and there's still a puzzle. One day we're not gonna wait for anybody. With the Sanders combined, we're our own media conglomerate. We're gonna do our own. It's not gonna be a 30 for 30. It's gonna be a 2 for 100. We're gonna.
I like that for sure. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate you guys tapping in tonight. I'm just doing a live reaction to an interview right now. So not a lot of X's and O's, play calling night. I'm just going into like journalism mode right now and just reacting to some interviews. Anytime Coach Prime pops out and gives an interview, we gotta cover it. So for sure. Say no more.
Keep it 100 with 2 and tell what really happened.
Right.
Coach, do you believe that you've always been a trailblazer whenever it comes, and the thing that you have with well-off media is something that a lot of players and a lot of people have not had the vision to do so far. Do you think that is something that is a little uncomfortable when it comes to the media, when it comes to the way people perceive the Sanders and the way you guys have been trailblazers and creating your own content and controlling your own narrative and your own messaging.
We don't talk about nobody. We don't do nothing to nobody. I know Shallow had the little altercation that he spoke up for his brother. You got to understand, man, that's his brother, though. And God bless Mary Kay Soul. That's his brother. I mean, she said something. He said something. Like media is different today. I know a lot of people don't respect the old school. I do, because I grew up in that era that we didn't have to say so. They had all to say so, and you had to just deal with the bull junk they put out. But it's different now. Now athletes.
Facts. Coach Prime's about to express what I talked about earlier. Now the athletes is coming out to these journalists. They pulling a curtain, looking at, bro, you can't even catch a football, bro. You can't even dribble a basketball. Most of the people who leave negative comments ain't dribbled a ball, ain't caught a football, ain't played football in their life. And now the athletes have a voice, and the people are really mad now. We just seen Austin Rivers tell bruh he looks like bruh from Spider-Man. He looked like Spider-Man's best friend. Like, who are you to talk to me, a world-class athlete, about contracts and money and where I belong in the league? You could never do what I do. Respect to the athlete having a voice. Now, he literally called bruh from the Baja. He called him Spider-Man's best friend, bruh, Ned Lee. That was crazy. So, yeah, coach, the athlete ain't just going to let back and let a beat writer trash him no more. Not going to sit back and let somebody in the YouTube comments talk crazy to them and define who their legacy is. Now, they can come out and be like, nah, that's cap. That ain't true. Or they can come out and say, nah, this is the real story that happened. You feel me? Say no more.
Up. Like, Sanders could combine all our media and push one button, and we are pretty large if we want to do that. But we don't care to do that. But Shiloh spoke up for his brother, and he was ridiculed for that. We understand, but that's where we are in media. You know, just because someone has a ESPN or CNN or whatever on a flagship, that doesn't mean you're more potent and powerful than this man here, because he has a voice.
Right.
He might not have been educated in school to articulate himself properly, but he has a voice. That's what's wrong with social media now. Everybody got a voice. Everybody feel like they got to say so. But see, I'm thankful, because on the flip side, a brother like you can come from where you come from and come up, because you're consistent with who you are, and you speak facts, and you have no ill will. Like, you ain't got no horse in the race. Like, you ain't talking about this because, oh, I love this cat, or I don't like. No, it ain't like that with us, man. I don't have beef with people.
Hey, say that again for something that I need to hear it. Listen to Coach Prime. People don't cover the channel because I like this dude, so I don't like this dude, so I'm gonna. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I think that's why he's on this platform with Garrett Bush, because of his authenticity. I feel like he's been able to honestly critique Shedeur, his play on the field. He didn't make it personal. He didn't take personal shots. He didn't talk crazy about him. He agreed or he disagreed, or he said he played well or didn't play well. And Coach Prime's starting to come out and let people know that that's okay in 2026. To be a fan, it doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. And honestly, in a game of sports, we could never get anywhere if somebody comes out with those 3 picks and gets sacked 4 times, and we just go, it was all good. It's good. No, you got to be like, he got to play better. And I think athletes want you to be able to tell them, like, nah, I got to play better, and I will play better for you guys. You feel me? Say no more.
I don't dislike nobody, man. I got love for everybody. But when you show me who you are, I got to believe you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you are a straight talker. You're a straight shooter, and a guy that is also seemingly a straight shooter is a new football coach, and he's a breath of fresh air so far for the Cleveland Browns, and especially dealing with him. Todd Monken tells it like it is.
God, I love him. God, I love him.
Right. I tell you what, he also has a reputation for adapting his system to the quarterbacks instead of forcing quarterbacks into a rigid identity. What do you think this means for a player like Shedeur Sanders?
That Coach Monken gonna make it do what it does. You got to understand now, Willie Taggart was there in
Right.
Baltimore with Coach Monken, right?
Right.
Willie Taggart is my guy. You got to understand, Ozzie Newsome was there, correct?
Facts.
Ozzie Newsome is my guy. So as they do their homework, we do our homework. Like we know what we're getting. Like they know what they're getting. I'm pretty sure he had a foul given to him on Shedeur and his attributes, his discontents, his lack thereof, his inconsistency. You got to have the same thing when you walk in that room. So we got him prepared as well.
Yeah.
In that first meeting. And I love him, man, because he's a straight shooter. He keeps it a buck. See, all these little side conversations and side relationships that was had before him, he ain't with that. Like now, he into the now. Let's do now. Quit asking me.
Yeah. And one thing I'm gonna say about that is we just watched Coach Prime come out to the Colorado football press conference and talk about Julian Lewis and Isaac Wilson and made it advantageously clear. Everybody's competing. And that's respect, because that's the same thing that's going on with Shedeur in Cleveland. He is competing. He is a 5th round pick. Dylan Gabriel got took in the 3rd round, regardless of what we feel about it or not. He did. And Deshaun Watson is making $40 million on the books. He's now what we're looking at it from a football lens only. Competitiveness. He can beat out Deshaun Watson, bro. He can beat him out. He can. He's flashed on the screen. Does he have to get the 10 picks down? Absolutely. Is there things that was rookie and show me a Shedeur Sanders with a fully revamped offensive line, a healthy offensive line, and a revamped wide receiver room that wasn't ranked 32 dead last in the NFL last season, and then talk to me. Because if you give him that and his ability to push the ball down the field, that's the one thing that Shedeur came out early and showed. I'm not Mr. Dink and Dunk. I'm gonna Fannin. We gonna push the ball down the field. Bond. We gonna push the ball down the field. He showed he can push the ball down the field. So right now, in all football terms and the competitor terms, go beat Deshaun Watson out. Now you did your research on Todd Monken. Cool. Todd Monken did his research on you, and he just like the same thing Coach Prime came out and said about Julian Lewis, and everybody in Colorado. It's a competition. Everybody's competing. That's the same thing going on for Shedeur in Cleveland. Everybody's competing, and that's good for Shedeur. Shedeur is like he gonna be able. He's standing on business. Come on. I'm gonna go get it. Say no more.
That bullshit. That's really what he wants to say. Quit asking me that bullshit, man. I ain't got time for that. What's up? That's how he get down, and I love it. And we know him. I was supposed to go actually next week, but I got to shoot a commercial to Cleveland to meet him because I want to meet him. Because I think it's vital that as a coach, not the dad,
right?
I could tell him a few things about grown, how to get him going. That wasn't asked.
Challenge him. Yeah.
A year ago. I don't understand it. Like even a guy like Travis Hunter been drafted to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And I've had him for the last 3. Don't you think you would want to talk to me to let me know, to ask me how what gets him going and what backs him off and what like you would want to know that. So I anticipate and I can't wait to have that conversation with Coach Monken.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, competition has always been part of the Sanders family DNA.
Right.
And this is, I always tell you, this is box office. It's Deshaun Watson, it's Shedeur Sanders, it's NFL Network, it's CBS, it's NBC. Listen, it just come with.
Appreciate everybody tapping in. If you can hit the subscribe button if it's your first time, like the video, subscribe to the channel. As you can see, we do live reactions to varieties of different football content creators on Colorado football stuff. You ain't no telling who you're gonna see me covering. So I appreciate you tapping in, and I appreciate understanding the diversity of my channel. I don't just put myself in one lane. I like to cover everybody. If you're talking about Colorado football, I'm able to cover it from a lens of a journalist and just Take the good, leave what I don't want, and move on. Appreciate you guys being mature and a grown audience. Say no more.
The territory.
Right.
Now, as he prepares for this competition, what do you know about him, and as you call him, grown?
He loves it.
And the way he goes and attacks competitions.
He loves it. Now, it ain't gonna be no friendship. It ain't gonna be no lolly-dolly and hey, no, we're gonna go to eat after breakfast. Ain't none of that with him. He don't get down like that. Like, he ain't like that.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's work.
Bell.
Let's go.
Bell.
And I tell you what, when you see him start to get on receivers and start to really be a little more vocal there, you know he feeling it. You know he's in his rhythm. He's in his zone. Like he's there.
Right.
Because he didn't play none of that. And even as a shorty on up, you know, you run around right. It's get out. Get out. Let's go. Give me somebody else. Let's go. I don't care if it's a homie friend, even the lineman that was his dogs in Colorado, man, everybody got to do their job and he got to do his. So it ain't, he thrives on competition. He loves it.
Hey, bro, we've all seen the way Shedeur talks to his wide receivers in the huddle. Bro, Will Shepherd was hurt like an ankle. He was like, bro, he said, B, can you catch this goal ball or what? Like, straight up, bro. Like, that Southside Dallas came out of Shedeur, like, straight up. He was like, Pat Sherman was talking to him. Y'all remember that game, right? Like, I think it was Arizona. Yeah, it was Arizona. Like, whatever was happening. And then Will Shepherd, he said, hey, B, can you catch this goal ball or what? Like, straight cutthroat, Southside Dallas. I'm going to leave this interview right here. I'm going to save it for 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm about 30 minutes through. I'll be back to do a live reaction to this interview tomorrow. So tap in at 10 a.m. We're going to finish the second part of this interview. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Tap in with me 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to continue this interview. Say no more. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Say no more.